Let's do a self-exploration meditation on how greed and fear cause the misuse of the mind. Let the eyes of the waker close. Take the stand of the witness. The witness only knows the body as it is. The witness only knows the breath as it moves naturally. The witness only knows the ups and downs of the mind without interference. Stand as the silent witness. See the mind, know the mind, but do not fight the mind. Do not follow it blindly either. Stand at a distance, dispassionately, knowing it as it is. The mind in itself is not the enemy. Mind is only a movement in consciousness. But when it is driven by fear or greed, it loses its proper place. Stand at a distance, knowing the greed or fear of the mind. The mind misused becomes the veil over the self. Bring up a fear that normally haunts you. Intentionally, with awareness, bring up a memory of that fear. Are you able to see that a sensation arises or a thought appears? Do you recognize the mind moves into a defensive position? What will happen to me? What if I lose this? What if I suffer that? What if I cannot control this? Recognize what fear does to you. Fear is like the magician that takes a passing arising and turns it into a threat. It takes the unknown, paints it with suffering, even before the suffering has arrived. The painted picture of a potential suffering is called the conditioned arising. Simply observe it. This conditioned arising is the misuse of the mind. To overcome this conditioning, ask yourself, to whom has this painted picture of suffering arisen? To whom has this fear come? Recognize the vulnerable I at the center. It is constantly trying to secure its identity. The I is a passing arising too. Dismiss the I as simply a movement of thought. Now dismiss the painted picture of future suffering as a movement of thought. All movement is known. Fear is known, is believed, is the rehearsal of pain. Discard it. That false rehearsal is the misuse of the mind. When the mind is misused, it imprisons, it shrinks away from life. Free yourself. When the reality of fear is seen as simply a painted picture of threat, not an actual threat, a false imaginary picture of danger, not actual danger. Then you have learnt the art of seeing reality as it is. You have learned to see an arising as an arising. You have learned to see a passing as a passing. You have learned to see not self as not self. Now there is no confusing not self with what you truly are. The spell is broken. The witness can never be threatened. The awareness never trembles. Fear no more holds its grasp on you. Free yourself from the imagination of fear. Quit misusing the mind. The mind is only a movement in consciousness. But when it is driven by greed, it loses its proper place. It begins to manufacture bondage. Then thought is no longer a simple thought. It becomes the ground for suffering. When a thought appears, know it simply as a thought, an arising that is bound to pass away. If you lose your witnessing stand, and start craving for the object of the thought, immediately the mind leans outward. I want this. I need this. If I get more, I will be complete. If this remains, I will be happy. Recognize what greed does to the mind. Greed takes a simple arising and turns it into a picture of hunger. The picture projects fulfillment onto objects, people, and events. Recognize that craving is the engine of suffering. Realize that the I that craves is itself only a thought. Don't give in to that imaginary picture of hunger. It is only a conditioned arising. Before greed speaks, there is a simple perception. After greed speaks, there is bondage. Wake up to this truth. The arising was never the problem. The problem is the mental movement that says, this will complete me. Recognize the illusory picture of hunger as a trap. Recognize it as a danger signal and move away dispassionately. Distance yourself from it. Now turn towards the one that has distanced itself away from the imaginary picture of hunger. What you are cannot be completed. You are complete by yourself. The self does not become fuller by possession. Awareness cannot improve by acquisition. Greed is an illusion. that keeps the mind rotating in circles of false becoming. One more desire, one more grasping, one more achievement, one less disappointment. Circles of becoming, circles of becoming. Ask yourself, to whom has this greed arisen? Who wants? Who lacks? Who is seeking completion? The self is complete, is full. Totality cannot have a sense of lack. Who is greedy? Free the arising that has been bound by that illusory picture of hunger. Then greed loses its fuel. Let the arising, even if it is a thought which desires something, be seen for what it is. This will reveal that incompleteness belongs only to the imagined self, the illusory I. Incompleteness does not belong to the self. The imagined self or the illusory I were the misuse of the mind. Quit the misuse of the mind. Release the arising. Erase its conditioning and let it be what it truly is. Greed and fear are both centered on the false I. Both are merely the grounds of suffering. Both are unreal. Unreal means illusory. They only appear to be what they are not. and that creates the suffering. Acknowledging an illusion as an illusion. Remain as the witness. When fear is not fed, the mind becomes quiet. When greed is not fed, the mind becomes simple. When the false claimant, the false I, is not believed, the misuse of the mind ends. Then the mind returns to its rightful function. It remains as a passing instrument, not a master. Abide as the silent awareness that remains after the dance of the I collapses. You are naturally untouched by fear, untainted by greed. You are free before every arising. You are free during the performance of the arising mid stage. You are free after every arising passes away. After every passing. You are ever free. You are ever free. You are ever free.